Hello everyone, welcome to Super Coaching UPSC by Textbook. This is Venkatesh, your faculty for geography. As you all know, that previous year questions offer a very good insight into what is UPSC expecting out of an aspirant. It will give you right trends. It will give you a perspective of what are the key things we need to identify while approaching any subject. At the same time, it also helps you to understand, or rather to practice the things. So, what I am trying to do here is, I think we have already done so many things about these kind of ideas for the remaining for so many aspects of the things. I mean, we have done the trends, we have done the even see, if you see the last 3 years previous year questions, you will get to know certain trend. If you see the 10-15 years, that is for practice. What I'm doing right now is, we'll take the topic called minerals. From the minerals, we'll give you the trends of how UPSC is asking questions out of the minerals chapter in the last 2 to 3 years. Then we'll practice for the last 25 years so that you are able to learn how UPSC is asking about a certain aspect of a topic. So in both way, we'll get to know the trends, and we also have a idea of practicing. I think you all might have seen that toppers are elaborately asking every one of us to prepare the previous year questions, because that will give you a right insight of the actual preparation for this exam, right? Yes. Tamang, good afternoon. Tamang, good afternoon. Right. So let's start with that. Okay. So let's start with the same approach. So let's see this question. Try to answer this question. This was question asked last year. Try to answer this. Come on, try to answer this. Okay. You can see here, 3/4 of the world's cobalt, a metal required for the manufacturing of batteries for electric motor vehicles, is produced by which of the following countries? Argentina, Botswana, Democratic Republic of Congo, Kazakhstan. The right answer is Congo. You all have seen the recent trends. One, we have the why this question is asked, because you have the previous year, you have the template of what is this? The template of topic of EV industry. Now, what are the minerals which are needed for all the EV industries? Everyone has talking about lithium batteries, but you also need cobalt, you need nickel, you need copper. So we need to study about these things. When you study about these distributions, you will get to know that cobalt is found within one country of Congo, a significant 3/4 of the world's cobalt. Now, what is happening? It is talking about supply chain issue. Such a critical mineral, we need it for our growth, EV industry, and it is available only in one particular area dominantly. So we are dependent on what is happening there. So that's where this becomes very, very important. So we as an aspirant should always prepare about these kind of things. I hope you are able to get my logic here, get my approach, right? So these are very, very key things to identify. Whenever you are talking about these aspects, this is the approach you need to follow. Then this year, what is the learning? See, getting a trend is one side. What is the learning out of that? Go and check all these 4 important topics. Go and check something called, okay, there is a concept called critical minerals. I have done a video on critical minerals as well. You can go and check in my Telegram channel. You can go and check in my playlist, which is listed below this description. The link is given in the description. You can check all my playlist. I have discussed about critical minerals. I have also discussed about very important, closely related this topic, deep sea mining. Why do you think that we are going for deep sea mining? The reason is simple. We are going for deep sea mining so that whatever the minerals which are needed for our renewable energy, we are getting it from the deep sea mining, from the polymetallic nodules, from the cobalt crusts. I think deep sea mining will have a significant cobalt crust. This is what we are studying. So the learnings for this year should be this. If you do these points, it is very, very important for this year. That is the learnings. And you all know that Congo has so many human rights issues, abuses. Children are part of the extraction and all. So many kinds of things. Nickel is known for, rainforests of Indonesia, losing rainforests of Indonesia. That is also there. So let's move forward to the next question now. Now, this is the approach. Then this was also asked, I think, in the last 2 years, 23 and 22. Try to answer this. Yes. Try to answer this. Aarti, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Try to answer this. Last 10 seconds. Answer this. Okay. Now, with reference to the coal-based thermal power plants, consider the following statements. See, if you remember last year, why this question was asked? Few years ago, do you remember that we had a coal shortage? We have imported decent amount of coal. What is the reason for such shortages? To understand that, they asked a question about distribution. This is how they are asking. So, with reference to coal-based thermal power plants, consider the following statements. None of them uses seawater. Now, for cooling or various purposes, we do use coal plant. We do use around water. Do you really think that India has a vast coastline, almost around 7,500 kilometers? Maybe if you talk about the mainland, 6,100 kilometers. Do you really think that all along the coastline there is not even one single plant which is not using seawater? Logically observe, and you all know that majority of the coal is found in West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, and they do whether it is Odisha or whether it is West Bengal, we do find decent amount of coastline. So you do find there some kind of coal plants which are using seawater, right? This is number one. And we are using, none of them uses seawater is technically wrong because we are using seawater. None of them is set up in water stress district. Now you take another logical conclusion. What is a water stress district? A district which has less availability of water. India is a region dominated by the monsoons. We have so many rain shadow areas. If you see Maharashtra, it's a rain shadow area. That's a Vidarbha region. If you see the regions of, Telangana, rain shadow area, don't you think that there is not even one coal plant in the rain shadow areas of these particular areas? And majority of the water stressed districts, there are so many. It is not just availability of water, usage of the water as well. When you see the entire map of India, the amount of districts which are having water stress is fairly high. So definitely this is also wrong. Common sense, logical intuition. Then none of them is privately owned. None of them is privately owned. Don't we really think that there is not even one kind of a private tint, right? So we do have around those things. So even this is also wrong. So the right answer is none. You should have, at least if you don't know about third statement, you should have eliminated B and C. Maybe then only one is correct, you might assume privately owned. But the problem is privately owned is we have coal auctions, we give them on a lease and all these kind of things. We do have it, right? Yes, Pranjal, what is Raniganj? Raniganj is an important center. We all know that, right? Raniganj is an important center. But Raniganj, the problem with that, we'll discuss about that Raniganj. I'm asking about a general perspective here. Yes, Raniganj is, we'll discuss about that. I've given some coal-based content as well. Now you see, look at the approach, how to follow. Then try to answer this. Try to answer this. Right. Okay. Now you see, limonite and rutile, abundantly available in certain coastal tracts of India, are rich source of which one of the following? Now you see, if you see the last one, the answer is titanium. How do you get that? You need to understand about various ores and their respective things. That is fair enough. But even beyond that, how to get that? Say, you all know iron. You have the ores of iron, magnetite, hematite, and all those kind of things, siderite and all. So definitely iron is ruled out. Aluminium, bauxite, we have a linkages there, you might be ruled out. So copper, if the copper ore is limonite rutile, and copper is a very and an easily available, I think, and copper, we might have studied about its ore since our childhood, no, somewhere. Right. See, what is my logical inclusion? I'm not saying that technically there are so many minerals, so many ores, we can learn from that. That is there. Imagine that in the exam, you don't have such kind of, in the exam, you are not having blessed with such kind of things. Sometimes you might not be remembering. Then how to be calm and try to get that answer right? Then you have to, definitely you should not go for iron, you should not go for aluminium because you know about that. Then there is a confusion between copper and titanium. Then you have to take a logical conclusion. Whenever you are eliminating two options, you have to go and attempt that question for sure, right? Then if you see it, you will get to know that the right answer is titanium, because titanium is a probability, a different thing, right? That is the thing. Then outcome, titanium and all these kind of things is a beach mineral. Beach mineral. And there are so many rules and regulations which were asked in the last 1.5 years, 2 years regarding the beach minerals. That's where this question was asked. Maybe we'll do one thing. On an important note, I will try to give you one video about beach minerals in the next 10-15 days, so that you'll get to prepare about these kind of aspects very, very easily. Okay, we'll do that. Shall we do that? Shall we do that? What do you say, Aarti? Aarti Suyal, Paras Pranjal, Tamang, shall we do that? Okay. Then this is an outcome, and you can see here there are heavy mineral sands comprise a group of 7 minerals: limonite, leucoxene, brown limonite, which you say, rutile, zircon, sillimanite, garandite, and monazite. Limonite and rutile, along with other heavy minerals, are important constituents of beach sand composites deposits found right from Moti, Daman, Umbarat coast in Gujarat to the west, in the west to Odisha coast in the east. Definitely, these are found all across these things. So, this is a very, very unique thing, very random based. And there was a topic about beach sand minerals, which was covered as part of the Hindu current affairs, and that is where they have asked this question. So, that is how they are following the approach. So, these are the things, these are the trends. And remember one thing, for 2024, 25, 26, at least for 2 to 3 years, I can fairly say that this should be the perspective of preparation. And with changing time, things would vary as well. One of the aspects for the topic of minerals is we are moving towards a mineral based era. As I was studying about the mineral distribution and all, we are moving towards a mineral based era across the world. So for certain amount of time, oil has ruled. Now we are moving towards from a fossil fuel based era towards a mineral based era. Whoever has these minerals, the availability of the minerals, the technology of extraction and usage of these minerals in an efficient way, they are the ones which would be leading. Whether it is the present deep sea mining, a new technology, whether it is about the efficiency of technologies of the existing exploration of the minerals, these two are really, really important things. I want you to focus on these particular things. Got it, all of you? We are in the era of what? We are in the era of the mineral based era, and where we have already shifted from fossil fuel based. Okay. So we have shifted from fossil based era to mineral based era. Definitely you need to focus on this. This is the objective. Got it? Got it? So minerals as a chapter. Now, why do you think that this is important? Please see India's focus. We have India's focus. If you observe the government focus in the last few years, is it not about infrastructure? Is it not about energy? So everything about infrastructure, energy automatically becomes important from us. Read between the lines, no? Whatever the government says. Sometimes read between the lines of, you listen what the government is saying. Maybe not during the elections time, but during the non-elections time, you'll get the trends. Look at the approaches. Read what does Nitin Gadkari says. What does our Prime Minister Narendra Modi says. So when you see these kind of people trying to tell you certain perspectives, you'll get an approach out of that. Okay. These are very, very important things to learn. Then, now we are going to practice of last 25 years. Now that you got the trend, now that you got the approaches, let us move towards the practice for the last 25 years based questions. So you see this question, try to answer this. You see, so many things are associated with coal because it is an energy mineral. Try to answer this. Yeah. Harshini, Tamang, Aarti, Paras Pranjal, answer this. Come on, very quickly here. We don't have much time. We cannot waste time here. So if you see this question, now you know Indian coal, majority of the India's coal is Gondwana coal. 98% of India's coal is Gondwana coal. And majority of India's coal, definitely it has high ash content. That's why we have pollution, particulate matter, pollution and all those kind of things, right? We do have a kind of decent amount of pollution. And if you see, even there is also low sulfur content as well. Yes, we don't have much amount of sulfur. That's a good thing. If there is more sulfur, we cannot use that as part of our iron and steel industry. because sulfur and iron, it will be usually having some kind of a challenges. Sulfur should not be there. I mean, it becomes weaker. It will not be strong iron. And one of the thing, what is ash fusion temperature? The temperature at which ash will melt and start turning into a thing, that is what is called as ash fusion temperature, that variations and all. We do have high ash fusion. In fact, for the ash fusion temperature, we need at least around 15 degrees Celsius. It is huge. So third should be eliminated, and the right answer is 1 and 2. So let me try to explain these points, whatever being there. Let me try to explain. Try to answer this question. This is another previous year questions asked. Try to answer this. Then we will go forward to the explanation of this as well as the previous year question. Okay. Now you see here, which one of the following is the appropriate reason to considering the Gondwana rocks as most important rock systems of India? Most important rock systems of India. How these are important? More than 90 of the limestone reserves of India are found in them. More than 90 of the limestone reserves of India are found in them. No. More than 90 of India's coal reserves are found in. Just now I told you, 98% of India's coal is from the Gondwana rocks. So this is the right answer. If more than 90% of the fertile black cottons are spread over them, would have known. So that's what they are trying to ask the question. So this is the thing. It is the 90%. Very, very dominant. India's coal is known for Gondwana coal. Let me try to answer this. Okay, let me explain this. As I told you, Gondwana coals make up 90% of the total reserves and 99% of the production of coal in India. You can see here it started around 250 million years old. See, the world's coal is dominated by Carboniferous coal, which they call it as, which was 350 million years old. This is where you will find anthracite. Whereas for India, it is Gondwana, which is bituminous. You all know the order. The one which is nearer to the surface is peat, then you find lignite, then you find bituminous, then you find after the peat, lignite, bituminous, you will find anthracite. Anthracite is the most dominant coal in terms of carbon content, but it is the bituminous which is more available in India. And generally, as you move from the surface into the deeper portions of the earth, as you move from the time formation, and as you move from the quality, all are aligning in the same order. That means anthracite is usually found at the deeper portions. It is the high carbon content, best coal, and it is also takes more amount of time to form. Right. Right. That is the thing. Then next point, another point. What is coking coal? Another point, coking coal. What is coking coal? Zanta Chakma, I am good. Thank you. How are you doing? If I ask you in your language or some of the students' language, what is that you say? Sometimes, long time no see. Why? No order, but we do use this word, no? Long time no see. Why? Right? Okay. Jokes apart. Try to answer this. What is coking coal? What is coking coal? Try to answer that. What is coking coal? Coking coal is one which is having, which is used in the steel industry, which is having, less impurities, less impurities, okay, less amount of ash content and all those kind of things. Why? Because that is reliable for the utilization in the steel making era, in the steel making things. That is what it is, the coking coal. From the Gondwana coal, you do get coking coal, non-coking coal, bituminous as sub-bituminous coal. Anthracite is generally not found in the Gondwana coal period because of the time. Generally. Can it be formed? Maybe yes. But generally it is not found. Then Gondwana coal is free from moisture, but it contains sulfur and phosphorus. Free from moisture, contains sulfur and phosphorus. Then as you move forward, some of the places, I think Pranjal, you are talking about Raniganj, no? Now you will be seeing it. When you talk about the coal reserves of our country, majority of them are found along the river valleys. You do find along the Jharkhand, West Bengal, Damodar, the Mahanadi in Chhattisgarh, Odisha, the Son river of Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Godavari and Vardha river, which is also part of the Godavari system in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Along these places only, you do find the dominant coal reserve centers of our country, because along these areas only coal is absorbed. And these are some of the places I have given. If you see the major plants, you see Raniganj coal mine in West Bengal, very important. Jharia is one more important. Raniganj, Jharia, very, very important one. Korba, Hasda, Arand in Chhattisgarh. Giridh is one important place. Talcher in Odisha. All along these four river valleys. Damodar, Ganga, Godavari, Son, Mahanadi. Along these river valleys, you do find decent amount of coal. These are the most important centers. Singrauli in Madhya Pradesh, one important point. Then you also find other areas. Indravati associated with Godavari itself. Narmada, Koel, Panch, Kanha or some of the other areas where rivers. So always understand the river valleys where you find the coal distribution. Then as you move forward, some more places, majority of the coal is Gondwana, but you also find other things like tertiary coal, 15 to 60 million years old, carbon content is very low and mainly confined to the extra peninsula, that is beyond the peninsula, the regions of Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, where you find low carbon but high percentage of moisture and sulfur. Either way, it is not a efficient coal, but when one of the mineral is very, very having high utility, whatever is available, we'll try to use it because of its utility value. If it is not having that much utility, maybe we will not be using this variety of tertiary coal, we'll be using the other varieties like the bituminous coal. But because of its utility, whatever is there, we will be using it. Right. So there you can see peat is confined to few areas like Nilgiri Hills, Kashmir Valley. Lignite is found in Tamil Nadu, 97%. In one production, one of the dominant production, lignite, Naiveli Lignite Limited is one of the company in Tamil Nadu. Then you see other places I have given the names. Arunachal Pradesh, you see Namchik, Nampok, Singrimari in Assam, Mikir Hills, Ranjit Valley in Sikkim, okay, Nagaland, Tiru Valley. These are some of the places. Everything is at one place. We cannot remember about all these kind of things, but sometimes they might ask you a question like this as well. In which of the following states are Namchik, Nampok coal fields are located? Maybe it's a very, very random static based question because of the energy or because of it could be part of the current affairs of that year. We don't know, but that's how they have asked it. Okay, now there's no point of checking to that level. Going 10-15 years ago and checking what is the reason for asking, don't do that. It is wastage of time. 3-4 years, the last 3-4 years, you can do that. Beyond that, don't go for reasons, just practice it and leave it. So Namchik, it is part of the Arunachal Pradesh. Now, one of the things I am trying to tell you, if you do the previous year questions, there is always a possibility of, getting utility out of that. You see this one, 90% of India's coal reserves are found in Gondwana. If you have seen this and you try to see about this, once you understand that something about the coal, you will get to know that there is always some kind of repetition. Yes, very luckily you will be finding the same topic question repeated in the same lines, but indirectly there are so many questions which would be repeated. This is very, very important. Very, very important to approach, follow. Then as you move forward, let's go to the next one. Yes, try to answer this. Try to answer this very quickly. Quickly, come on. Yeah, now you see, there are certain minerals which you are dominantly found in some of the states. That could be one of the aspect. With reference to the mineral resources of India, consider the following pairs. Mineral, 90% of the natural resources are found in copper, Jharkhand, nickel, Odisha, tungsten, Kerala. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? Is he free from this thing? Yes, good. Many of you are trying to answer. The right answer is C, 2 only. You will see that nickel having decent amount from Odisha. This is the correct pair. Copper is not from Jharkhand, tungsten is not from Kerala. We'll explain this. So let me explain about copper. If you see this copper, okay. Now you see copper. Copper is used in the electrical industry for making wires, electric motors, transformers and generators. It is mixed with gold to provide strength to the jewelry. That is always there. And you will see that copper deposits mainly occur in Singhbum district in Jharkhand, Balaghat district of Madhya Pradesh and Alwar district in Rajasthan. Top states in copper production, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh. What is the question being asked here? Okay, top states of copper is Rajasthan, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh. What do you have the options here? Copper, Jharkhand. But it is not 90%, right? 90% is found in it. That is a very, very difficult thing. Then you see nickel. Nickel used in mainly in stainless steel along with iron, used for manufacturing armor plates, bullet jackets, coins. And nowadays nickel is also an important part of the EV vehicles, EV industry. If you see that, important occurrence of nickel are in Karnataka, Kerala and Rajasthan. 92% are in Odisha. The remaining 8% are distributed in Jharkhand, Nagaland and Karnataka. So nickel is Odisha, very, very important aspect. So you can see it clearly from the question. Nickel, it is Odisha. Okay, right. Then what is the other one? Tungsten. Right. So when you see the tungsten, steel containing the requisite proportion of tungsten is mainly used in manufacturing ammunitions, armor plates, heavy guns, hard cutting tools and all those kind of things, used for various other purposes such as electrical bulb filaments, paints and all. And you see that ore of tungsten, wolfram, is found in Karnataka, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. So definitely you are not finding 90% here as well. So anything which is 90%, maybe that becomes important. That's what they are asking from the approach, because it is having uniqueness, no? That is the idea. So with this, you can clearly see copper, Jharkhand, nickel, Odisha, tungsten, Kerala. C is the answer. Let's move forward. There is another similar question asked in the last 25 years. Try to answer this. Try to answer this. Any comments? Any doubts you have? Tamang, Zanta, Gayatri, Arti, Harshini. Any doubts you have? Now you see, match list with list 2 where there are there. Now you can clearly see here. Just now we have said that nickel 90% is dominated with Odisha. Look at how repetition. It will be helping in repetition. B2 repetition. Where is B2? This is not there. This is not there. So it is left with option B and option D. So A1, B2, C3, D1. So either between A and D. Asbestos Andhra Pradesh, manganese Madhya Pradesh. That should be the confident. If you see it from that, lead and zinc is very prominently found in Rajasthan. So it is not an option. C is 3 in both the options. So this you got that. Then you have to take a call between manganese Madhya Pradesh, asbestos Andhra Pradesh. Manganese Madhya Pradesh is the right answer. Answer is A1, B2, C3, D4. Let me explain these kind of things. Whatever is left over, you can see answer is not C. This is wrong. Answer is not C. This is my bit of the previous question. Right. So what is the left over here? Basically, what we are trying to tell you about is the metallic minerals and all. Metallic minerals and all. India has non-ferrous metallic minerals like bauxite has an exception. So India has less non-ferrous metals. If you talk about the mineral minerals, less non-ferrous metallic minerals, bauxite is an exception. Non-ferrous minerals include ores of aluminium, zinc, lead, gold, silver, copper, and tungsten, wolfram. Right? These are some of the the ores: aluminium, bauxite, zinc blend, lead, galena, gold, silver, copper, cuprite, tungsten, wolfram. Right? Then, as you see it, bauxite is the ore which is used in the manufacturing of aluminium. India is the 6th largest producer of the 4th largest bauxite reserve in the world. Odisha is the largest producer of bauxite. Jharkhand, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra are other major producers. And you see mostly it is the Chota Nagpur plateau which is having decent amount of bauxite reserves. I think I have already explained about copper, nickel, tungsten and all. Then you see here zinc is found in the veins in the association with galena, chalcopyrites, iron pyrites and other things used for dry batteries and all. You know that Rajasthan is endowed with the largest resources of lead zinc ore, 90% almost. So this is very important. Just like how we have discussed nickel, Rajasthan with lead zinc is very, very important. Then as you move forward, let's go to the next question now. Now you see, this was a question of the past year. Try to answer this. Consider the following statements. India does not have any deposits of thorium. Kerala's monazite sands contain uranium. Both the statements are wrong, neither one nor two. India does not have any deposits of thorium. We all know monazite sands does have thorium across states like Kerala. So definitely this is wrong. Kerala's monazite sands contains uranium. They don't contain uranium, they contain thorium. This is also wrong. Now, why do you think this question was asked? Maybe not now. But few years ago, when India's, maybe not now, when India is talking about diversification of energy, at that point of time, there is a tilt towards nuclear. There is a tilt towards nuclear across the world. Even in India, we are talking about contemplating nuclear thing. Why do you think that we have a nuclear agreement with the USA? India got a waiver from nuclear supplies group. India's geopolitical shift, having more close linkages with America. All those things have clearly helped us in understanding that nuclear technology was regarded as the future back then. Now, but after the 2011 Fukushima disaster, we have our own concerns with nuclear. Yes, that is the reason why nuclear is mostly not given enough priority right now because of the possible negative things which might come out of that. We are looking for alternatives. That is the thing. That's why maybe right now the questions are lesser, but definitely they can be asked. If you can see it here, this was a question which was asked in the last year in India. Last year, try to answer this. In the last 2 years, it was asked. Try to answer this quickly. Yeah, you can see here, monazite is a source of rare earth. Definitely, this is a rare earth metal. Yes. Monazites contain thorium. Just now we have seen it. Yes. Kerala, known for that. Monazite occurs naturally in the entire Indian coastal sands in India. The problem is entire. No. Only in few areas. In India, government bodies only can process or export monazite. Definitely, yes. We have rare earth, one of the public sector unit by the name rare earth, that is there. Maybe that is doing that. If you do that, only 1, 2, and 4 is the right option. 1, 2, and 4 are the right options. As you see, monazite is a primarily reddish brown phosphate mineral that contains rare earth elements. Due to variability in composition, monazite is considered as a group of minerals, not a single mineral. It is a mineral that contains a mix of various rare earth elements such as cerium, lanthanum, neodymium, and yttrium. Monazite contains thorium. Monazite typically contains around 6 to 8% of thorium by weight. So, please remember, monazite is a mix of various rare earth elements, right? Then as you move forward, let's go to the next question. Try to answer this. Next question. Which of the following minerals are found in a natural way in the state of Chhattisgarh? This is another aspect of asking a question. Maybe because of, the Chota Nagpur Plateau area and the associated things. And you all know Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, very important mineral belt of our country. So, which of the one which are naturally found? Bauxite, Chota Nagpur Plateau, just now we have seen, yes. Iron ore, definitely yes. So, 1 and 3 are definite. If 1 and 3 are definite, then there are so many options are there, right? Only one option you are able to eliminate. Dolomite, if you remember, iron and steel industry, they also needed dolomite, right? For removing the impurities and all, for that we need dolomite. So, dolomite is also very closely available within the Chota Nagpur Plateau, where Chhattisgarh is also part of that. So definitely 1, 2, 3 and tin is also available. In fact, the right answer is all of the above. See, that is how UPSC can ask questions. Some important states, they can ask you which of the following can be found in each thing. This is one of the aspect you can prepare, but the learnings out of things, you see Chhattisgarh is one of the foremost mineral rich state in the country. 28 known varieties of minerals are found in the state, including stones, diamonds, ore, coal, limestone, dolomite, bauxite, gold. India's only active tin mine and one of the world's best quality of iron ore deposits in the world at Bailadilla are found in Chhattisgarh. Limestone deposits contribute a major share. These are all some of the other kinds of things. But what we are trying to tell you is, these are the basic ideas of asking questions of how they are asked. But our key approach is this only. When our focus is more on mineral based now, shift from the fossil fuel based, India's focus is more on the infrastructure energy. Minerals component is very, very important. For this year, one of the expectation question could be from the critical minerals of our country. You can go and check the video, or you can get it from a Telegram channel content, or deep sea mining as a topic, which are very, very important. Right? I'm expecting a question out of these things. This is where questions can be created. I hope you all have understood this logic. These are the previous year questions which have been asked. Remaining things are done. This is already done. So this is how are the questions. If you want the PDF file of this file, or if you want the PDF of all the MCQs of all the last 25 years of all the topics associated in geography, everything are kept, everything has been provided in my Telegram channel. You can go and check that. You can get all this content at one particular place, right? Okay, then all of you, you can get into my Telegram channel for this. That's it then. We'll try to end now. We'll come with a new more topic. You can check in my playlist. I have done the previous year questions of all the topics. You can check those videos. You can learn out of that, so that ultimately your geography becomes stronger. And my attempt here will hopefully help you to clear the upcoming prelims. I hope that will help you a lot. This is my a genuine attempt, so that you will be gaining benefit out of that. That is the outcome. Otherwise, there's no point of doing it, right? That's it then, all of you. Thank you. We'll see you again. Tomorrow, or at the same time, 3 p.m. next week. Until then, have a good time. Learn well. Happy learnings. Thank you.